We're really sorry for all the technical the vampire attack. And we lost them back by Simguru Ninja's desk, so I think we're good to go now. And that was quite the run.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for coming to our live stream today. We're really excited to show you Sims 4 Werewolves. I'm Simguru Morgan.
I'm Grimsuru Doi.
On the chat, we have more Sim Gurus that will be popping in as we go through the stream. So let's go ahead and get started. Today, we were going to start in Create a Sim. As you can see here, we've got some pretty cool wolfy Sims up.
Yeah, create some Sims.
Yeah, we'll show off some of the cast first. So as you can see, we've got a lot of really cool outfits. Cheyenne, do you want to tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind our art for the outfits on this pack?
We have different werewolf packs within the game that are established, so we wanted to lend close to them. So one's a little bit more nature, which we're looking at in the top right that you just had on, and they're more dark academia. And then the other group is a little bit more rough, and they are a little more grunge and punk. But we wanted all the clothes to represent some like mending or tearing, as if like you're transitioning into a werewolf and you had your clothes on, or you were foraging in the woods for some food or something. Yeah, little elements of nature.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know a lot of these outfits we also tried to make a little bit more gender neutral. So if you saw the preview, there are some questions around that, but
Yeah, most of the clothes are unisex.
so what's your favorite piece in here, Cheyenne?
Hi, Morgan. Sorry to jump in real quick. Can we turn down the music just a little bit? It's very loud.
Yes. Let's do that then. Oops. Or let me turn down the music. There we go. Yeah, so what are some of your favorite outfits in here, Cheyenne?
I really like that torn t-shirt that you just selected, and there's a couple other very torn up items, including shoes, which are super fun.
Oh yeah, you gotta show the open shoes.
Yeah, I love those. Let's put on some socks first,
Socks.
because I like them better with socks.
Monster.
I know. Look at these. You can see the toes of the socks through them. I don't know, I think it's cool. You could also remove the socks. You could, and see the little toes peeking out. These are really cool.
Well. Oh yeah. The little pattern. It's the drawn on sort of. I feel like anytime we're in CAS, I'm at a loss for words, because I don't know how to describe clothing at all. So I'm just like, the ones where they look like they've kind of taken a marker to it and kind of done some customization of their shoes. But
I like the cool hair. You can see he also has a beard that we're shipping in the patch for free with base game. There's some cool nose rings. Yeah. Cool earrings. I like the ones here that look like coins. Cool necklaces. What's your favorite piece in this pack? Simguru Nova?
I love the t-shirt dress that you have there, and the dress with the sweater layered under it too. I think they're both so cute.
Yeah. What about you, Simguru Connor? Do you have a favorite?
Oh, it's definitely the toddler outfit. You know the one. I think we'll see it soon, but it's the cutest.
Well, we've got this one.
That's not the one you mean, right? That
No,
one's cute, but you mean this one.
This one.
There it is. That's the one.
It is really cute.
Perfect.
Yeah. I
Perfect.
like this.
Perfect for the little of your toddlers.
This is another cute outfit. You got like the little wolf hat, and then you got a little like felt wolf tail and some things here. A little Red Riding Hood top.
Theme going on, yeah.
Yeah. There are some kid hairs here, too.
Yeah, kids deserve mullets too. Mullets for everyone.
What about you, Simguru Mora? Do you have a favorite outfit piece here?
I'm a big fan of that full body with the little pouch of flowers.
Oh, that one's a good one. This one.
Super cute.
I think my favorite piece are these leggings. Which you can't see with this outfit on, but I feel like there's a lot of really cool colors here. There's some cool split ones than these. I think
Yeah.
there's just so many good colors for them that those are my favorites. Let's see here. Yeah, let's show off a little bit more of the hairs.
Right here, I actually really like too. That one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yes, it's a pretty one.
It's got some like Swifty vibes, you know?
You might be wondering why it looks like we've got two of these. As you can see here on the back, kind of like got that fade, and then if you turn it, there's a...
Well, fancy.
So that one's cool. But yeah, let's see. Something else I would like to show off in cast that we did, which you might be noticing, are our tattoos, which are pretty cool. We've got some like kind of like grungy hands, like imagining you're digging in the dirt or something in case you want those. But we've also got these really cool like butterfly lunar moth tattoos.
Oh, all the scientists out there right now just turned off the stream. I can't believe you called it a butterfly. Clearly a moth.
And we've
The back one, I almost forgot about that one. Yeah.
yeah, I guess this
You gotta
isn't
get
maybe
one
the
there.
best hair to show it off with. But
Well, this one's great.
yeah, I love this one. We also, I'm not going to show that yet. I'm building into it. We've also got some cool new cheek and eye scars, which we've done before. But I will say in this pack, there are a lot of them. As you can see here, to tell your most werewolfy or whatever you could imagine to use these 4 stories. I think those are pretty fun.
Definitely give your sim some character with those.
But what I'm really excited about is, because we haven't ever done it before, our body scars.
Body scars.
And
yes.
surprisingly more work to do than you would have thought. But yeah, the body scars are really cool. And we have a lot of them in this pack.
I really like the bite ones. You can kind of layer it if they're in different places on the body, right? You can layer them, but like the bite ones, I think, especially for a kind of werewolf storytelling, really cool.
Yeah, she got into some rough fights. Right. So let's see. I don't know. Like, we could show them werewolves right now. That's how you would add one if we were going to show that
Right.
to you.
That's really the interesting part. Is that's the button to add a werewolf.
Yeah, this is our new button.
So that's pretty cool. There's too much interest in us showing
Yeah.
that right now.
Yeah.
You probably want to jump into gameplay.
There is
Oh,
the
wait,
aspiration.
there is. Yes, there
There's
is.
only one.
Wait, what?
Didn't vampires have more than one?
Just one werewolf?
Yeah, I think there's
aspiration?
only one.
No, Morgan.
What?
Morgan. I'm remembering when we designed this pack. That's bait. That's bait.
Am I
I want
tricking you?
Nova. Yeah, I want Nova to come in here and correct the record. What's going on with our aspirations here?
Yeah, Morgan, come on, get with the program. So one of the most common pieces of community feedback that we've gotten surrounding aspirations has been to kind of make them a little more meaningful, have them be more than just a tutorial for the pack and deliver on the story aspect. So we really wanted to keep that in mind while putting the aspirations together and make them special for this pack. So to kick off your journey, you can select the Werewolf Initiate aspiration in cast, the one that you just saw there. It's comprised of pretty useful introductory werewolf stuff that you might already be doing as a werewolf, but once you complete that, a pop-up appears in game allowing you to select one of 4 unlocked aspirations. Each of those 4 aspirations correlates to a specific type of storyline, so whatever you want your werewolf sim to go through as a werewolf. Whether you want to rise through the ranks of a pack, rough it as a lone wolf, or become a normal sim again, the requirements are a little bit more open-ended, so it gives you the space and opportunity to really live out that werewolf story through the gameplay.
Sounds a lot more in-depth and cool than I was initially leading everyone to
I
believe.
think that's
Yes.
count that up. That's how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 5, right? That's 5 aspirations.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess it's pretty cool.
All right.
All right, so let's hop into game here. You can see here we are
New world.
a new world, Moonwood
Ah.
Mill. It's a little werewolfy already from the bubble here.
A little
Yeah.
scary. those claws.
Yes. It's a really beautiful world. You can see here we have 5 lots. All 4 of them that are not empty were built in collaboration with James Turner.
Formerly the Sim Supply.
And he did a really great job. We're really excited to show you some today here, but I think he'll also be doing a video showing him making them. But yeah, so there are 5 lots, and you can see kind of markings around the world of all the different stuff you can do here from this map. It's pretty open world feeling area. So let's go ahead and hop in here, and maybe Shine can tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind Moonwood Mill.
Yeah, we wanted an area that was woodsy but felt different than the other areas that we've got already in The Sims 4. So we leaned a little bit on aspects of boreal forests, and we wanted to tell the story that there used to be a logging town. So there are aspects of like machinery and chopped down trees in different parts of the world. And the werewolves have kind of taken over now since it's abandoned. And like James did an awesome job with the library here. They've kind of repurposed things, even though they're a bit degraded, to suit the needs they have now.
Yeah, I really love the stuff running around here. Like there's some like rats and things. It's a neat area.
Yeah, it's like it is a really kind of big feeling world, but we have a lot of interesting things in here that let you kind of get around and poke at the different areas, and then a lot of interactable kind of bits here and there. Do you want to go back to kind of the main where we started off here?
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about this this statue that we got going on right in the middle here. If you hover over the statue, you'll see that it says Waxing Crescent Moon. And that's because we are adding a Lunar Cycle to the game. And that's going to come with our update, our base game update. So everyone will get the Lunar Cycle. But of course, we made sure that for our werewolves, specific lunar phases will affect them more. Look at that. So you can look into the sky. You can see that we have a new crescent moon in the sky. We have 8 lunar phases. The full moon is going to make your werewolves, kind of really go a little bit wild. But as you saw in the UI at the bottom, if you hover over that, you can see the current lunar phase. And for our non-were Sims, and in the calendar too, you see all the phases. You'll be able to do things like moon bathe, and we added a few things for, I think, toddlers and children, so they can ask questions about the moon to their caregivers. Some really cute things there. And gave you some options so that if you're like, I always want it to be a full moon, or I want the moon phase to last longer or shorter, or you know what, I don't want any of those pesky lunar effects on any of my Sims. You can kind of choose how to play your game.
Yeah. And the full moon also affects the other cults in different ways too. Mermaids and vampires and spellcasters.
Yeah.
And aliens too.
Yeah. So we can leave it up to you to kind of discover. A few certain phases will affect those different occults in specific ways.
Yeah.
For our werewolves, I guess if you want to just kind of switch quickly, you can see that we kind of call out what the gameplay effects will be. So if you are kind of looking down there and you're like, what is the current phase? It's a waxing crescent moon. Oh, I will get more skill gain from fitness activities. A little bit of spoiler.
Yeah, I know, I spoiled some things.
Well, shouldn't be showing that yet.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Just to introduce our Sims as well, this is Kurt Lumberjackson, our human Sim. And this is Luna Wolf. She's a werewolf. Yeah.
I've never guessed.
It's not as inconspicuous as I originally thought. Oh no. So this is the Welcome to Moonwood Mill sign. When you get in game, there's a lot of information that can be found here. I'll leave that to explore yourself, but lots of good information there, from about the town to the packs to something called werebees. Werebees.
Sounds like a fun thing.
Yes.
Get some werebees.
It's not.
Okay.
There's also
stay away from the werebees.
There's also
Don't
these
listen to me.
Underground tunnels.
These are porta potties. I don't know what you mean by underground tunnels.
Well, look. There's a little arrow going
it's
down.
Actually. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a secret entrance. Do you want to explain to Scott what this actually is,
I don't know
Maura?
what these are.
Yeah,
I would go here to just, if I needed to, use the little boys' room. Is that what they still call it? I don't know.
We might stop and read these as they pop up as well. Oh,
So, go ahead. Sorry.
We'll read this one and then we'll start talking about them. The Underground. One of the portal potty stalls has a graffitied arrow pointing down into the dark underground passageway. As Luna descends, she finds herself deep below Moonwood Mill in what appears to be a series of tunnels. Where do they lead?
Yeah, so running underneath Moonwood Mill and like even reaching out into further parts of the Sims world is the Werewolf Underground. It's a tunnel system made for werewolves by werewolves back to the height of conflict with vampires. Do you want me to pause so you can read that?
Sure. So, would you like to read this one, Scott?
Sure. Diverging paths. As Luna crawls under a particularly low stretch, she notices that the tunnel splits into 3 paths up ahead. From one path comes a faint but magical sounding melody. Down another, the lingering scent of garlic. And down the third, a welcoming bit of fresh air on the breeze.
Well, this one is my favorite, so I'm not going to click it.
Sure.
This one, fresh air will always bring you out.
It takes you out, right? That's
So,
like out of the
We'll
underground.
follow the garlic.
Okay.
Yeah, so since Moonwood Mill was established, the wolves moved out of the tunnels, though they still use them to get around quickly and for like storage. So everyone can explore the tunnels, though werewolves and certain denizens of the night have an easier time. Humans can explore them, but it's more dangerous, and they won't be able to access the same moments that werewolves can. It can even be tricky for werewolves who don't know certain secrets or have certain werewolf abilities. There is a lot of goodies and junk, because it's fallen into disuse in some places, to be found, whether that's like food, collectibles, and there are some special and secret rare items hidden in the tunnels as well. You can learn the paths through exploring and then unlock the ability to like quick travel between the tunnel entrances that are in world, and then you can also teach it to other Sims.
I'm hoping we'll learn a tunnel path here. Maybe we'll get to show it
Yeah,
off.
we'll see.
We had another pop-up. Tunnel thoughts. As Luna's making her way through the tunnels, she starts making up a song in her head that goes, "Secret tunnel, secret tunnel." It's a catchy song, and she'll have to remember it. I don't know where she made that up at.
I don't know. It's just like sometimes things pop in your head, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, there are, I think around this world, there are 3, right? Oh, a garlic room.
Mm-hmm.
Old braided garlic cloves dangle from the walls along the twisting tunnel. Eventually, Luna comes across a large metal box with a barred door. She tests the bar and finds that it can be lifted with a bit of effort.
We could definitely go inside and find more lore, but I'm going to leave that to everyone else to discover.
Yeah,
so we're just going to continue on.
Seems wide.
Yeah, you were mentioning that there were 3 actual entrances around.
Right, and they're spread around the world, and they we've kind of like integrated them into the world. One is the sewer grate here, and then if you can find it, the most hidden one, the one that I have the most trouble finding, is there's a bunker entrance. There it is. Yeah, as we were hearing, like as you explore the underground tunnels, you can learn kind of, your Sims will learn the paths underground and be able to use the kind of go from one to the other, which means that even though this world, even though Moonwood Mill is pretty spread out, once you learn that, you're actually able to kind of traverse the world a little more quickly, which is really cool.
Yeah. There's one more things we'll show you about the tunnels, but we'll save that till a little bit later, because if I tell you now, it would spoil things. Yeah. Luna comes to a dead end before noticing a small ledge off to the side. It's a bit of a tight squeeze, but Luna manages to clamber up and find a set of 3 different tunnels. One that heads to the left seems to be littered with debris and gives off a rusty scent. One in the middle smells a lot like garlic. That's where we came from.
Yeah.
And only the tunnel to the right has a pleasant odor, the smell of fresh air. So we'll go ahead and travel up, see if we come back up at the porta potties or if we have found a new location. Hopefully we find a new location. You saw the rat? I saw the rat.
You saw the rat.
I saw the rat. I don't know. I think
do you want to? I was going to say, if you want to show the lake, I think. Okay. Leaving the underground, the tunnel starts to snake around before heading upwards at a gradual incline. Eventually, light can be seen in the distance. The dirt walls give way to metal ones, and Luna exits out of a bunker door. So she'll actually, yeah. So you have now discovered this path between the bunkers and the porta potties, and now you can use it to quickly travel between them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Luna now able to kind of move around Moonwood Mill a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. You can also see here we have the Sparring Rounds. And if you're a werewolf and there are people or other werewolves nearby who are able to transform, you can actually spar with them here, which is pretty cool. Let's see. You want to talk about got the lake here?
Oh yeah, I was
this?
just mentioning that this is Lake Lundvik over here, and our Howling Point. And we were talking about lunar cycles a little bit before. The full moon is going to make this lake look a little extra magical. You see there's a little kind of like hard to spot plant at the top here, the moon petal that blooms only under the full moon. So we're really trying to take advantage of the lunar cycle in combination with Moonwood Mill. It's also one of the, I think the only place really, right, where you can catch our new lunafish is by fishing here. Although that lunafish is going to be a little bit more elusive unless it's a full moon. I think in a full moon, they're a little bit more active as well, so easier to catch. But yeah, just a beautiful part of the world. I love that lake and that point.
There's this fishing spot, but it's more of a normal fishing spot. It's not quite as magical. There's also mushrooms. There's a spot for berries. And we brought forward wolfsbane. And I know you can find one of the wolfsbanes over kind of in this area here. But we really wanted there to be like a lot of different collectibles you could find around. So while we're here, I'm wondering, do we want to try to find Greg? I know
Who's Greg?
Wait, Greg?
I think the trees might be Greg.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Like, is this bridge? This bridge is Greg, right?
Is
We
this
named
Greg?
the bridge Greg. And it's just like a rickety bridge. So we're like, beware of Greg, because maybe you'll like fall into the water or something like that.
Yeah, that was the canon.
I think that was it. I'm trying to remember exactly.
I once
because
heard.
we wrote this lore a long time ago. You going down this path? Do you think maybe
This creepy old path.
it does look a little scary?
Yes, and
To the
maybe
right there,
you cross
what's-
this river.
okay. Yeah, there's a little
Well, let's have Lumberjackson
Okay.
come over here. I'm going to cheat up his
Oh, he's
things.
dirty.
Let's make sure he's
Yeah.
feeling good.
We need him to feel
You
good.
need him to feel good if he's gonna encounter.
Wow, these
Greg.
signs look pretty intimidating, don't
Yes.
they?
Yes, I think you're right. That's Greg, right? This white wolf
Yeah,
on
that
this
has to be-
sign. We
Someone
named that
on Twitter
Greg.
said the house was Greg.
The house is cool. I mean, who at this point, what is not Greg? We are all Greg, right?
I am
It's like
Greg.
we are
Oh,
Legion.
bro,
We
dude.
are Greg.
We are Greg.
If you believe in your heart, you are Greg.
Every single one of you. He's making his way here. We'll make him go a little bit faster. I don't think they can handle it. Go faster. They all need to know.
So what
So
can we do with these signs?
you can investigate
Okay,
them.
that seems like a fun thing to do. Investigate the warning
There's some
signs.
other ways to find Greg, isn't there, Maura?
Yeah, so Greg, he does come out by himself occasionally.
It's Greg.
It's Greg!
There he is.
Oh,
Thanks, Luna.
So, sorry, you wanted me to talk about Greg a bit?
yeah.
I think he's gonna go actually look for
Well, I'm
frogs.
scared.
Oh no.
You just
Uh,
he's just Gregging around.
let's cry Greg, because we saw Greg, and
Right.
so let's go.
So we got to be like,
Greg!
Where's Greg?
ah,
Greg over there.
ah.
He doesn't really care about you. So like Greg, we'll leave his like history as something you can discover in game, but like pretty much as he is now, he's a menace. He's perhaps misunderstood, but best left alone. He is a tough werewolf, though, as you can see right now, he doesn't super care about non-werewolves or vampires. They're sort of beneath his notice. Like he's a tough werewolf. He'll fight werewolves and vampires readily, and everyone else he's sort of just like, I guess you're here. Though he will fight them if provoked. Losing to him, like in fights, can give you some pretty fun buffs. But sorry, I just wanted to hear his howl. If he's usually not open to chatting. If you saw that, like there weren't that many interactions available on him, he's just not about that. However, if you do attempt to communicate and succeed, more socials will become available. And because I know you're all wondering, yes, you can woohoo with Greg, though it might be a little bit of a hard path to like socialize with him until he's willing. He'll show up most often near and on full moons in his area where he is now or skulking around town. He can also show up outside of Moonwood Mills. are outside of Moonwood Mill. And like on that subject, if you're really not about that and you want to keep werewolves contained, we do have a new game option that will restrict werewolves and like them showing up in their werewolf form to keep like if you enable it, it'll keep them in Moonwood Mill and they won't show up outside in other worlds.
Settings.
Oh, yep.
In pack settings, yeah.
Yeah. And so that's not just Greg, right? That's actually all sims that might appear as a werewolf.
So
Gee, that's more polite than vampires.
they're way better than vampires.
Yeah, werewolves are way better.
He agrees.
Yeah, Greg's like, yeah, I hear you.
Greg's like, I may be a tough werewolf, but he's way more respectful than like Vlad or something like that.
Shots fired.
But yeah, I love we'll talk about it in a little bit, but I love learning the lore about Greg through asking him about Moonwood Mill, and his story is one of my favorite stories in this pack. And speaking about lore, let's start talking a little bit about lore. So I'm going to head over here to this library that James Turner made. It's a pretty cool library. You saw it a little bit before. Yeah. And we're going to head down here, and I'm going to start reading some of these new books we have. We actually, in this pack, have a lot of werewolf-related books, and not all of them are here right now. Some you have to discover. I'm going to choose The Wolf Next Door. Things heat up fast for Ginger when she meets the mysterious werewolf next door. It's not long before she feels the moon's pull, because I want Scott to have to read an embarrassing TNS that might appear.
Oh no, I'm ready.
And Scott can talk a little bit about lore and how we really focused on this pack. And if those pop up, he can take a break and read them to us.
Take a break, yes. No, yeah, lore was something that we knew we wanted to be a big part of this pack. It was a kind of design pillar from the beginning, and we wanted to have when we knew we were doing werewolves, as the handshake ended, Ginger felt her inner wolf cry out. There was a connection between the two of them, one that both terrified and excited her. Had he felt it as well? His steely expression led her to believe that he had not, that she was no different from any other new neighbor he had felt obligated to meet. The thought weighed heavier in her heart than she'd anticipated. And we wanted to make sure that we were answering kind of questions that we had, right? And that we knew players would have, like, hey, how do werewolves fit into the overall kind of like Sims 4 universe? Where did werewolves come from, right? Who were the first werewolves? What relationship do werewolves have with vampires or spellcasters? And you can actually see that Kurt Lumberjackson, he's just a normie sim. He's reading here. There's a TNS that shows you a message that shows you that like there's some symbols in an indecipherable language here that he can't make out. Whereas if you're a werewolf, there's an ability, we'll talk about abilities a little bit later, where you can gain that ability and you can find kind of secret notes within a lot of these books that hint at that lore.
It's the juicy lore.
Yes. And so internally, we wrote a document for ourselves that had a history of werewolves and how they fit into the universe and how they fit with the other occults. And then we were able to take that, because we had that early on, and kind of spread it throughout the pack. Because what I didn't want kind of the lore to be a story that was forcing the player to have to kind of like read about one thing and then like read about another thing and get from one thing to the other, but instead be something that you can kind of piece together through a bunch of different interactions. And so taking that document, we're able to put it in things like these books, right? As you read these books, you kind of can figure out little bits of history. You were talking about talking with Greg, but you can also talk with a lot of the other members, the other werewolves that live in Moonwood Mill, and find out their kind of personal histories or their relationship to being a werewolf or to not being a werewolf. I'm sure there are other places we have like catalog text that hints at that. We had gone into the underground, a lot of the underground adventures. As you kind of explore more, we'll tell you a little bit about how the werewolves came to be here, or potentially like why the underground has the things that it does in it. Other people will talk about Greg. Greg will talk about himself if you can get him to talk and things like that. Are there any other things that I'm missing in terms of like where we might have put this lore? We tried to kind of put a little bit everywhere, so that in your exploration, like you can play it at your own pace, but as you explore this pack, you'll kind of uncover more and more of that. And if you're super interested, right, you can just kind of go hard and like talk to a lot of the kind of sims that are in this world, and keep interrogating them over and over. But otherwise, it'll kind of like unravel at your own speed.
Yeah, there's a lot you can find when you ask about Moonwood Mill to the Sims, like a lot. And they all have their own personal backstories. It's nighttime, so I'm not sure if they're out here yet, but we're going to head over here and try to get to know the Wild Fangs, one of our 2 packs. This is the Wild Fangs hangout in this area. And then over here we have the Moonwood Mill, or the Moonwood Collective hangout.
Tree.
Yeah. And those are the 2 packs that you can join. And they're very different philosophically. While we're kind of over here hanging out, we might try to see if any of them show up.
It's early morning, so they should be showing up soon.
They should be. I'm interested in knowing, Maura, if there are any, like, Maura was the designer on the pre-mades, if there are any, like, particular stories with the pre-mades that you were particularly inspired by, you want to share?
Yeah, but before I start, I just want to shout out to y'all, like Morgan, Scott, and Simgru, Nova, and everyone else who really helped flesh out their stories. And just because I want people to know, Simgru Morgan is who you have to thank for creating Lou. So just know that. I love all of the pre-mates. Obviously, I'm biased, so picking one to mention was really hard, but I'm a sucker for family and parental stories. So I'm going to talk about Christopher, who is the adoptive father of Jacob and Rory. Jacob and Rory were the 2 Sims in the background of the pack cover. Jacob really aligned with the Moonwood Collective. Oh, I should say, Christopher is the leader of the Moonwood Collective. He is a long-standing member of the Werewolf and Moonwood Mills community. And Jacob really aligned with the collective and their values, but Rory felt stifled by it. So while she's still close to her brother, her relationship with her adoptive father is strained. She moved out, founded the Wild Fangs, which is much more about embracing and celebrating being a werewolf, just like being cool and being you. And something that I thought was nice is if you check out the Volkov house, Christopher's home, you'll notice that Rory's bedroom is still there as she left it. But yeah, she's just super cool. So I can't pick a favorite, but she's up there.
Yeah, I know when I was asking about Pack and asking about Moonwood Mill with Rory, I was always like, man, she's cool.
Yeah, the design document notes for Rory was just big, buff, and cool in all caps.
And delivered, right?
So she says, if you're getting to know her lore here, the Moonwood Collective fears their own natural state. It's like they built a fire that they only let smolder. Why not stoke that thing and have some fun? Just keep it contained to the pit, you know? And you get to learn whenever you're asking about Moonwood Mill or learning about their packs, what their philosophies are. And maybe let's try to intimidate her. And yeah, I think it's pretty fun. Let's see. We are kind of over here hanging out with the pack. And in a little bit, we're going to actually try to have Kurt Lumberjackson become a werewolf in one of the ways. Do you want to share, Connor, the different ways you can become a werewolf?
Sure. Yeah, if you've played Occult before, you probably have a good idea how this probably works. You can be a werewolf coming out of Cass and just start that immediately. Or you can be bitten by a werewolf or contract Werewolves somewhere and eventually lead down the path of becoming a werewolf. Of course, you can also be born a werewolf with werewolf parents. With that, there's several different, genetic traits you can get. You can get a regular werewolf, become a greater blood werewolf, and you become a dormant werewolf, which is like your werewolf, abilities don't really manifest. It kind of skips a generation, but it can still come out if you, reach certain conditions.
What age groups can be a werewolf?
It goes toddler and up. It won't manifest. Like, you won't be able to turn into like beast form and get the abilities of like a hit teen. But there's some fun things that children and teens can do that they get as well. They have like growing pains. You can teach them hell, as you've probably seen in the trailer. It's super duper cute. We also have some unique animations where toddlers will like bite their toy like more savage, and like children will get like really excited about beating up their siblings. Like, you know, they're the alpha of the house. There's some fun little details there.
All right. Thank you, Connor. So let's go ahead and learn a little bit more about packs as well. In this household, Kurt Lumberjackson is not really familiar with the either of the packs. You can see here in our new packs panel. But Luna's actually a friend of the pack. Would you like to kind of run us through information on packs, Molly?
Yeah, sure. So, like Morgan showed earlier, one of the first things you can do is ask about packs, and different sims from different worlds and walks of life will tell you unique perspectives. So it'll be super useful when learning about them from the get-go. But once you know which pack you want to join, the next and first step in the process is gaining official friend of the pack status. You can do that by befriending the leader of that pack. So Christopher for the Moonwood Collective or Rory for the Wild Fangs. And just to note, any sim, werewolf or non-werewolf, from children up can become a friend of a pack. So, and you can also befriend one or both of them if you'd like. It allows you to participate in some of the pack-related activities, like using the facilities at the pack shell. And you get a nice trait that shows that you are a friend of the pack officially. Once you are a friend of the pack and you want to join, you have to go through some trials to prove yourself to the leader. So from that list, you have to complete 3 trials. They might ask you to show off one of the new cool werewolf abilities you've learned or contribute to the pack in some way. And once you complete the 3 trials, you then have to just ask the leader to join the pack.
You can see here we've done 2 trials already. So maybe we could do the 3rd trial and show them?
Yeah.
There's a lot of different ways. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so sparring is one of the ways you can do once you have the ability to transform at will. You can spar with the leader to show how tough and cool of a werewolf you are.
And then like that UI, we had a lot of trials unlocked. But I do feel like we've cheated all of the abilities onto this werewolf, and that makes it very easy for it to complete the trials. When I'm playing naturally, it's almost like you have to like progress towards completing them. That was really fun.
Yeah, and you'll want to make sure too that you're ready, because you can't wait too long between completing the trials. You have to show that you're prepared, ready to become a part of the pack, that you're gonna add value to the group. So cool. So now that she's completed the last trial, she can ask to join the Wild Fangs. As long as you're still in good standing with the leader, you should be able to make it in. Alrighty. You'll see here. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, and we also saw our new werewolf to werewolf fight. That's a spar. It was a friendly one. There are unfriendly ones. And then there's also a special, if you happen to have the vampires pack, and a special like supernatural smackdown that has its own animations. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know if people are interested in like fighting vampires versus werewolves. Is that a thing?
That's not a story.
I don't know. I think some people might like it. I don't know.
But yeah, is what's cool about the trials, what I really like about that is that when you start off, if you are turned into a werewolf for the first time, you probably actually don't have a bunch of those abilities. And so when you go to join, a lot of those may not be available to you. But as you sort of become more experienced as a werewolf, you get to kind of choose your path a little bit. And that helps you unlock this ability to also get into a pack. And so it kind of like, it dovetails nicely into that. Now that you're in the pack, right, you have all these, there's Lou, you have all these things that you can do on their little hangout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what you get whenever you're part of a pack, and like about this UI here, this new pack UI we've unlocked, Molly?
Yeah, so once you're in a pack, you have benefits that you didn't before. So using the hangout to rest or grab a few items, or do a super cool lean against the pack hangout, as you guys might have seen on Twitter already. But to keep making use of those, you have to keep up with the pack's values. You can see there in the UI that the Wild Fangs value pack participation, expand and explore, self-improvement. Each pack cares about slightly different behaviors, and performing actions that align with those values will keep you in good standing with the pack, advance your Sim's rank XP, and allow you to rise in the ranks from Omega to Delta to Beta. Going against the values, however, will result in being disciplined by the pack leader, maybe demoted or, even kicked out of the pack. So the thing is, if you want to become alpha, you have to be prepared to face off with the current alpha in an epic challenge. If you succeed, congrats, it's your pack now, but you just have to be prepared to, throw the current alpha under the bus. And you can do that from any rank if you feel like you're ready. So,
But I mean, Rory's pretty tough, so
yeah, definitely not recommended to try it if you're not absolutely sure you're ready as a werewolf. But yeah, joining the pack has a ton of potential benefits and outcomes for your sim. I think it really enriches the gameplay for werewolves, so I would recommend trying out both the packs and seeing what it's like to get the full experience on both sides.
And before we were going to hop into showing off becoming a werewolf, one of the ways is if you're friendly with someone, you can ask them to bite you. So Kurt Lumberjackson and Rory are pretty cool friends here. So we're going to have him say like, hey, can I become a werewolf too, please? And Rory's going to be like, yeah, totally. Let's do it.
Right there.
And sometimes you get a special sentiment because you feel particularly close from having been turned by that person. Sometimes, you don't. But, yeah. So he currently now has a painful bite. Does it look infected to you, Scott?
That looks fine. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah? Think so? Okay.
We'll see. Time will tell.
Time will tell. So we're actually going to watch this as we transition. You can see there's there's normally 2 hours on this, and there's an hour left. And it's going to transition, and we're going to follow it and just kind of show you as he becomes a werewolf. So the asking to bite is a lot quicker than whenever you get bit accidentally. If you get bit accidentally, you catch werebees. This kind of bypasses that.
Yeah.
And if you have werebees, that's a much longer buff. And during that time, if you don't want werebees, there are a lot of different interactions you can do to kind of get rid of it. Or you could go here to the bartender and request a
from Celine, you can say, ask for a werebees remedy. Because you asked for the bite, it's not available, right? But if you happen to be bitten sort of accidentally, that can happen. I think if you're in the middle of a fight, or if like in some of the underground adventures that you can go on. So if you notice that your sim has gotten werebees and you are like, I don't really want to be a werewolf, you can certainly go to the bar in Moonwood Mill, but there are a couple other things I think you can do at home as well to kind of like try and get rid of werebees.
We have more information on this advisory if people want to check out like what you should do if you actually catch werebees. So we can see this is running out. Now we have a new buff, Insatiable Hunger. Would you like to read that?
Yeah, Kurt seems to be getting hungry much faster than usual. There's a new wolf in town. He's absolutely famished.
So you'll want during this stage to be keeping an eye on your hunger because it's going to be going down fast because becoming a werewolf is difficult. So I like to go to the bar, and it's also an apt time for us to check out some of our new recipes because we have a lot of them in this pack. I think this isn't even all of them. And so we're going to check out this bar, talk to Celine, get some good meat here, and try not to get too hungry as we are transforming.
Great, yeah. We can take a look. I mean, you can ask Celine about Moonwood Mill, see if she has anything to say. I was going to say if we also introduce yourself first.
Yeah. Hey there.
Hello.
I love her backstory. I think she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So let's see if she'll tell us anything. We don't know each other very well, so she may not be as open as if we did know each other really well. Did I miss it?
No, it was.
I missed it again.
You missed it again.
Okay. Whoops.
Right there.
There it is. There's even an icon there and everything. So, all right.
Hey, it's our favorite sim, Nancy Lindgren. I was going to say, while we're doing this, we can also take a look at this lot. Of course, built as well by our good friend James Turner. But I feel like there's not much here.
Yeah, it feels like there could be more.
Right?
There's just like a bus bar, which is pretty cool.
It's
Don't get me
it's
wrong.
a cool bus bar, and
Yeah.
we have a little bit of a kind of like
A hangout
a
dance
hangout,
room.
and then an outhouse over here and something like that.
I like
but
the outhouse.
I don't know. Am I missing something? It feels like there should be more to this.
Could there be this? Dun dun dun.
Yes, you're right. I was
What is
missing
it?
something.
But what is it?
I mean, it looks like it looks like a square with a door. It's a special door. It's
A
a
special
werewolf
door.
only door.
Yeah.
But what's behind this door?
Well, I don't know. I bet Luna Wolf could go down here.
Oh, she actually
Oh, she is down
she is.
here.
She was already in
because
there.
we could go down. Oh,
Oh.
wow! Look at this cool hangout
It is
place.
an underground
Look at all
werewolf
these-
hangout.
Look at all these werewolves just hanging out down here.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, so this is, you know, I don't know if you know, I was faking it. I knew this was.
I knew it was here too.
But like,
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit of that drama.
It's always
really
good
cool.
to, make fun of James Turner. So
But this was really cool. I think this is a really cool build. But also, it's a place that you can take with the new werewolf only door. It's a place you can take your werewolves and kind of hang out away from the rabble, right?
Mhm.
The other occults that may show up, and a lot of stuff that you can take care of down here. There's like a little kitchen. There's a little bathroom. There is, I think, some fun stuff to do down there. He's making sure Kurt doesn't die.
nope, not a drink. We need food, buddy. Okay, yeah, just making sure he's eating food. So yeah, there's a lot you can do down here. And also, if you don't want this, you can remove it. You can add it to a different lot. We gave you the tools to make this yourself.
Mhm.
We thought it was a cool story and we wanted it under our bar, but it's completely up to like if you want to make your own or whatever. We gave you the tools. You have the door up here and you have this thing.
Oh, this thing. I think some people thought this was Greg,
Yeah,
but it's not Greg.
it's not Greg.
It's a door.
What is it?
Where does the door go?
Where does the door go?
It
Should
goes
I click? Oh,
to the underground, and this is a build by object that you can put on any lot.
You're telling
that
me I can put it
connects.
on my home lot?
You can put it on your home lot.
Could I
and
put
connect.
Could I put it in like Forgotten Hollow?
You could. Feels a little risky, but yeah.
And it'll take me to Moonwood Mill?
It'll take you to Moonwood Mill. So if you put it outside of Moonwood Mill, it takes you to Moonwood Mill. If you put it inside of Moonwood Mill, it connects to the underground and lets you explore the underground tunnels. If you didn't want to traipse all the way to the sewer grate, right?
Mhm.
That lets you kind of incorporate that bit of the world, that bit of the lore into your builds.
Have I ordered steak? I've lost track of what I've ordered here.
Did you just cheat us hunger?
Yeah, I did. I was thinking,
that's
we'll
the
make him
easy way
hungry
to
again.
do
Okay,
it.
okay,
That's the
okay.
easy way to
I put
do
it back.
it.
I put it back. It's okay. I put it back.
It's like ordering all this food when you
Yeah.
be like,
I just wasn't thinking about it. It was reflex. So there's
I don't
look,
think you
everyone.
ordered the cold cuts yet.
oh, that's Mora's favorite dish. Is
Okay,
the
okay, we'll
cold
order
cuts.
those next.
They're just folded so fancy.
How is his hunger doing? He's got 2
Got 2
hours
hours
left
left.
on this
Yeah.
one.
Speed it
We'll
up.
go ahead and speed it up a little bit. There's the cold cuts.
Oh yeah.
Just in case I didn't show it, I keep doing that. Let's put on the blue steak
Mhm.
too. And there's a raw steak. I think we saw Greg eating the raw
Right.
steak.
I would not recommend, like, right now, Lumberjackson, I don't remember.
Lumberjackson.
Lumberjackson.
Kurt Lumberjackson.
Lumberjackson. I would not recommend having Lumberjackson eat raw meat.
Yeah.
Maybe in a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think if you are, if you're not a werewolf and you eat raw meat, it might do something. It might give you.
Yeah, you won't appreciate it.
indigestion.
Yeah.
It works its way through your system in a very different way.
So, another fun thing about this lot is due to the world's lore, which I won't spoil, it always attracts occults. So if you have other packs, you'll actually see other occults showing up here. And I think that can be really fun.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the new abilities that allow you to like sniff and you can see like which occults are near you.
Oh yeah, because
I'm
each of
kinda
the occults have like a different smell,
Mhm.
right?
So I really enjoy coming here as a werewolf whenever I have other packs, but it's still fun. You can see there's still a party going on here and a werewolf party going on down here if you have just this pack. We could also check out some of these from Celine while we wait for... Oh, he's gone up to the next stage.
Ravenous hunger. Kurt is ravenous. Something is definitely happening. Could he be turning into a werewolf?
He did ask to become a werewolf.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Not too much of a mystery, I guess. The answer is yes.
Yes,
He's
he is.
turning into a werewolf.
That's what's happening, exactly,
It's like-
actually. Hey, why don't you... Oh, Oh, he's eating. He's eating. I just got anxious there. Okay. Two things. This thing right here is like a really cool bus, and you can slot in any bar you want or like walk around in there. So it's pretty cool. There's lots of really cute variants. There's like a little pink one I love.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we should read these.
No, Celine's saying, when I was a kid, I had ridiculously long hair. As a teen, I really went wild experimenting with it. I've had perms, highlights, lowlights. I got really good at dyeing hair. Sometimes I try and talk the werewolves in town into letting me dye their fur. It's a very different texture, but I've become an expert at the art. Honestly, the hard part is getting them to stay still.
Man, I hope we put in werewolf painting, because otherwise that would be like a weird hint, maybe. So I hope we did that. I hope we remembered.
I hope we remembered. That's how game development works. You're just like, I really hope this complex feature, we remembered to do it. Oops.
So she also says, I love where we're get it? Living magazine.
Because of werewolves?
Yeah, because this is a werewolves pack. I've been reading it since I was a teen. I figured out who its audience really was, and that kickstarted my journey to Moonwood Mill. So, yeah, I like learning about her. I really like Celine. I like all the pre-mades in this pack, honestly. I think you should check them all out and learn all their stories, because I think they're all pretty great. He's got 45 minutes left.
45 minutes, all right.
Where's Luna? Oh, she's
actually so we'll talk about this in a bit, but maybe we might get two werewolves doing some werewolfy stuff soon.
Yeah.
I really like this. I know we talked about outfits.
This one?
Yeah, the Christopher outfit. I feel like I want that to wear around at home.
10 minutes left.
I think we're gonna try here because I think we have about 10 minutes left, and we've still got quite a bit to go through.
Oh, close the window. Close the notification.
Oh,
Close the notifications so we can see.
Okay, there he is. Oh, where's he going? Where's he going?
ah! Ah, he's a werewolf. Scott's a werewolf. I'm a werewolf.
We're all. Oh, he does this. When you're a werewolf, you don't care for toilets. He just broke it.
So we've seen werewolves kind of like doing normal things. Why is he going around all crazy now, Connor? What's happening?
He's rampaging. That little motive thing you saw before. If you want to open it up, that is Fury.
Now,
it hit maximum, and he is running around doing destroy things. This is what happens when your Fury rises to max, and this is his first transformation. So he's gonna just get some stuff out of his system first.
I noticed too that Luna seems to be acting a little bit more wild than she normally does. Why is that?
She's also very close
she's
to
very
rampaging.
close, yeah.
I can explain that meter too. Basically, as that thing fills up, you become more and more like animalistic and savage. You get new interactions, new autonomy. You basically become more and more werewolfy until it reaches maximum, and you see what happens. He's just doing werewolf things now. And he wants very little things to do. He wants to snarl at people, wants to fight people, he wants to smash things. He wants to do zoomies occasionally, which is super cute. But this is it. People don't appreciate it either.
Yeah, so right now with so he is rampaging, and like you were seeing, Morgan, if you click like on our objects around the lot, you can see that normally you'd be able to choose to like sit here, right? If you were just being a normal sim, but because he's rampaging, you actually there's not that much that you can do that's really like scaring people and wrecking stuff. And if you were to switch to Luna with her Fury being fairly close, I think, to rampaging as well, that it's as your Fury grows, Connor, the behavior also changes in terms of like if you have low Fury, you and you need to solve for bladder, for example.
There he goes.
You'll probably use the toilet, right? If your fury is low,
yeah,
you're still acting like a sim. But if your fury is high and you need to solve for bladder, and you have unlocked the ability of marking your territory, your sim may
you will choose to do that.
Choose to do that instead.
Probably why she's walking like this and why she was napping
Yeah,
on the
walks
ground. And
yes. Instead of getting energy from a bed, it's like, you know what? Actually, this ground looks perfect for a wolf nap.
Lumberjackman, I guess.
Where'd he go? What's going to happen here?
just to save time, we could
What's gonna
also.
happen?
Oh well, we could wait for this too.
Oh!
Ah!
Oh no! Wait a minute.
He's
Wait a
back.
minute.
He's back.
Oh no.
So he says, "What happened? Where am I?" So that happens after your first transformation. We are going to try to get through these pretty quickly, I think, here. So you've learned a little bit about Fury. Can we talk about what these temperaments are? It seems like he has this new thing here called a temperament. And Luna has some that are different.
Yeah. She's a little more advanced to werewolves, so she has two. Temperaments are really cool things. They basically define where your fury comes from. All werewolves sort of get fury from like the full moon and stuff, but there's also temperaments here. And one of Luna's ones, I think she has Frisky. If you want to go to Luna, I can explain that one. So since Luna is a romantic sim, or she might actually be she has a high chance of getting it is random. But it's also based on your personality traits. It has a good chance you can get like some of these temperaments. So when she's now flirty, she gets fury. Also, if I think it's one is she gets sad, she gets fury. There's some really interesting ones like if they can't get wet anymore and they'll get fury, or they hate going to work now and they will absolutely just like go nuts. But they're weighted by your personality traits and they kind of betray you. I think they're super fun.
Let's check out Werewolf Abilities as well. We're here on Luna, and because we cheated, she actually has all of her abilities right now.
Yeah.
It's probably pretty similar to vampires. If we could, I think we have about 5 minutes left, so if we could very quickly here talk about this.
Yeah, as you go up, those pips, little thing, you get ranks, and there's a lot to choose from. And if you look at the little blue lines connecting some of them, those are prerequisites. So for the bottom, there's Scavenger, but later you can get something like Tunneler, where you can dig through the ground, or you can just dig in the ground to find things too. And on the right, there's a new kind of section for abilities. These don't require ability points. Actually, they have... switch to the other guy who hasn't unlocked them yet, so you can see. They actually have like requirements and gameplay you need to do. So one of I think the really interesting ones is Transformation Mastery, where it's you need to go a rampage cycle without scaring somebody. And so like, what does that mean? How can you do that? And once you kind of fulfill that requirements, you unlock the ability. So more of them are some of them are like more story-based unlocks.
I know I found those particularly fun myself to do. We will go ahead and just teleport over here real quick. Now that he's kind of changed into a werewolf, I think it's time that we set up Lumberjackson for becoming a werewolf. So we showed earlier how you can come into cast and you can create a werewolf, but you can see right now he has 2 forms. There's a linking system. So what that means is that their faces are linked. If we were to go here and give him kind of like a crazy nose, and they're linked, you can see that the werewolf updates here with it. And likewise, same way. So their faces should somewhat resemble each other when you're kind of adjusting them.
Yeah, it's really cool. So the first kind of like, the first beast form, right, will look a little bit like, obviously, a werewolf doesn't look exactly like a sim, but you will see that sort of resemblance in their face. And if you want to kind of create a beast form that is totally different, right, you can go ahead and you can click that link button, unlink them, and then you can kind of go wild on one without affecting the other.
Yeah, so you can see here now we're changing him and it's not really affecting them. You can link clothes. We're going to go through really quickly here and show you some options. We've got lots of ears. We've got various different cheek tufts. We've got different nose shapes, but also colors. Lots of different teeth that are pretty cool. Chin tufts. If you click on the jawline, there's some different jaws here, different head shapes at the top there.
Yeah.
You can also just normally like malleable adjust like we showed earlier. Lots of cool accessories. Things that can normally fit on a werewolf, we allowed to still fit on it. So like you won't see shoes, but you can still wear most pants and tops.
So you have most of the entire library of sim clothing that you can put on your werewolf. You can dress them and kind of tell the werewolf story if you want to have like a really kind of fancy werewolf, right? Totally still available to you.
Yeah. So like that's all cool. We'll hop in really quick to show you about cult.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there's lots of different pelts here, as you can see. Some that are more classic wolf appearance, some that are a little bit more fantasy, some are crazier. And you can change out the colors if you want here.
Right.
But like with pets, you can also go in here to paint mode, where you can draw on your werewolf. Like if we make this small, you can go here.
Ooh, give him a little curly mustache.
Yes.
A little werewolf.
You could also.
The right side is a little bit.
I already gave him a.
Oh my god.
There it is.
And then you can also do scars.
Yeah, so if you're
okay, so
if you're not good freehand, right? You have these stencils which let you you can see kind of glowing, and then you can paint over those stencils to have these pre-marked sections by.
And I
by
didn't
actual
change
artists.
the color, so it looks a little violent,
It's a
but
little bit,
yeah, but
fine.
it's a scar.
Just matches his bow tie.
It was paint, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So that is our werewolf that we painted, and I know it's beautiful. And you're like, wow, that's the most beautiful thing ever.
Could not imagine a more beautiful.
Could we really quick show the slide that shows like what some actual artists, Sim Guru Kimmy and Sim Guru Bat made for us today? That shows off like I don't know if they're actually seeing it or not. Are they seeing it?
Yeah, we can't see it. So.
I actually can't see it. I was going to comment on the pictures. I just imagine that they're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining how beautiful they are and how cool.
I feel like Chad is saying they're beautiful.
Chat says they're
amazing,
beautiful.
amazing.
Let's see. We were gonna head out. I'm just gonna leave this, and we're gonna go back, and I'm gonna load into the lot with all the build by, and we can take a peek at build by real quick, and we're done. I'm so sorry that the pacing was a little weird at the end.
Yeah,
Point is, there's a lot in Cass.
There's a lot.
There's a lot in Cass, and you should definitely check it out because that's the quickest I've actually ever gone through Werewolf Cass in my life. So
There's a lot in the pack, I think.
yeah, there's Fated Mates, which I don't think we even talked about today.
To find it for yourself.
I will say
Sure,
Avelina
sure.
is lore. I don't really want to talk about Avelina because I want you all to find that through lore. But let's see here. This was the lot we made. And you can see here.
Yeah, look at this. Oh.
Yeah, I pressed it a few times. You can see like some of the new wallpapers. You can see the new roofs, tiles, objects. My wolf ears are making my headset fall
I'm
off.
sorry. Well,
Lots of
while we're
cool
quickly looking at
objects.
this, do you want to give like a Cheyenne, if you're there, like a few sentences on the overall look of our build buy in this pack?
I'll be brief. There's a lot of cool details in each of these items to like really dig into when you have time and get to play the game. But something that makes them really unique is a lot of them are reclaimed, like they were taken from the abandoned buildings. So the werewolves have kind of adjusted them to make them work like that. Ooh, is that a telescope?
It was a telescope.
It was a little
Pretty
bit
cool.
small for my
It's too small though. Yeah, don't.
Some
look for
people
that.
like bigger telescopes.
All people like bigger telescopes.
But we have a new Bassinet too, which is super cute. There's just a ton to dig through and look at like the cool little construction details on there too.
So yeah, lots of cool things. I'll show these off. There's like these really cool like floor and wall decals that like change. You could like have things get like beat up. These are 2 new terrain paints that are coming with base game that we added that support Moonwood Mill. Lots of cool floor stuff. Look at these are really cool roof things. This one's like this one, but this one has the see-through tiles. yeah, just lots of really cool stuff. There's also the bus bar, but I couldn't fit it. So, new mailbox.
Very cool.
Yeah, I hope other videos, I hope the Game Changer videos can go more in detail through all of this, but we're really excited to show it all to you. And we've loved getting to do the stream today. And
Yeah, sorry that it
thanks for going on this journey with
compressed at
us.
the end.
Oh!